My grandpa got arrested for demolishing his own shed, but his response in court left everyone speechless. My grandpa has always been a stubborn man, the kind who built his own house with his own hands, who fixed cars in the driveway until his back gave out, who called anything under 20 years old brand new. When I was a kid, he used to tell me stories about how he'd hitchhiked across the state at 17 just to get a welding job. He never took crap from anyone, especially not the government. 2 summers ago, he decided to tear down the shed in his backyard. It was over 40 years old, half rotten, and leaning so far sideways it looked dry. It had survived 2 tornado warnings and 4 raccoon infestations. My grandma had been after him to get rid of it for a decade. One morning, without telling anyone, he went out with a crowbar, a sledgehammer, and a radio blasting Johnny Cash. By sundown, the shed was nothing but a pile of old wood and rusted nails. The problem was, he lived in a newly incorporated subdivision. A couple of years ago, the county sold some parcels of land to developers. The developers built new homes, added sidewalks, and brought in an HOA. Grandpa's property got roped into the new regulations. Suddenly there were rules about everything: grass height, mailbox design, and, apparently, permits for structure modifications. When the HOA president, a man half grandpa's age with loafers and a clipboard, saw the wreckage, he called the city. Then came the citation: demolishing a structure without a permit, fines, possible misdemeanor, court date. Grandpa showed up to court in the same flannel he wore to mow the lawn, with grease stains on his jeans and a manila folder filled with receipts from the 1980s. The judge asked if he understood the charges. He said, "I understand someone thinks they own my shed more than I do." The prosecutor went on about zoning laws, city codes, required permits for demolition. Grandpa waited, arms crossed, eyes narrowed. When it was his turn, he cleared his throat and said, "Your Honor, I built that shed with my own hands in 1981. No one gave me permission then, and I didn't ask for any now. It sat there for 42 years. I stored tools, fixed bicycles, taught my grandson how to sharpen a mower blade in that shed. I even carved my wedding anniversary into the beam above the door. Now it was falling apart, unsafe, so I took it down. Myself. If that's illegal, then I'm guilty." The courtroom was silent. Even the bailiff raised his eyebrows. Then Grandpa reached into his folder and pulled out a yellowed black and white photo of the shed from when he first built it, him standing proudly next to it, shirtless and grinning, with a hammer in his hand. The judge looked at the photo, looked at Grandpa, then sighed. Case dismissed. No fines, no record. Outside the courthouse, as we walked to the truck, Grandpa muttered, "Tearing down my own shed. What's next, a license to sneeze?" He lit a cigarette with shaky fingers, took a long drag, and handed me the photo. "Keep this," he said, "in case they try to arrest you for building something next time. I still have it, framed on my desk.